Okay, test, test. Alright, I think this is going to be working just fine. Oi! Okay guys, sorry it took so long in order for us to actually get all this stuff up and running. Did not mean for that to happen. Murphy's Law, it's 2015, and what can you say? First of all, let me say thank you guys for hanging on and for joining us here tonight. We've got Alan, a.k.a. Collerberg, JMC Bowen, Powers USA, Yeoman, and you wonderful lurkers out there, thank you again for joining us. So, Carol is now joining us, and yes, hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, and hope everything went well for you guys, and we know it did for us. So, if the Midnight Manufacturing Company is out there, thank you very much for providing us some stuff that you printed off of our printers, so including these small pieces that you see back here. So we've got quite a few things to share with you guys, and I think you're going to be very well, I'll save the impressed part for you guys to decide one way or the other. We've been doing a lot of experiments. Although I say this, A9K 368, just this past week we were able to get your printer in a box, and it is on its way to you as we speak. So,
nice.
this coming week, it will be you'll have it.
So got one more Kickstarter out the door.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. I could say talk, because we've done a lot of ticking. Now we're doing some talking.
Yes.
We've been doing a lot of talking. Now we're doing some ticking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I did this so the glare isn't so bad for you guys.
Yep.
Can't see my eyes, but my New Year's resolution was not to blind everybody with my brilliant forehead.
Not too.
Oh boy. Okay.
So,
ready?
yes. Yes, I am.
First off is Happy New Year to you guys, yes. And I'll say thanks now, and I'll say thanks later.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working, and I say just about round the clock for a long time, but we've been blessed over the holiday season to have a couple of key visitors. And those visitors have actually really helped accelerate polishing some of the problems that we were having, or some of the new products we were trying to get into a more user-friendly state. And so I wanted to share what some of the progress has been. And in some cases, this is stuff that you guys should hound Davo mercilessly tomorrow, because the files are available for download and printing. Yes. So what I wanted to show you guys first off is that there is a new nozzle design. Mm-hmm. And the new nozzle design is
for the fan.
Forked. And if you see it, you'll see it has two outputs to it. I don't know if we can get it to sharpen up there. It's not sharpening up. There, maybe it did. Okay. Anyway, this can be downloaded and printed, mm-hmm. and you will find that you do not have temperature droop with the fan running, because we're blowing away from the nozzle, just around it. That's one. The other one is you get more uniform cooling because it blows both sides, so whether you're going right to left or left to right, you're going to cool the bead that was just put down. So that was one thing I wanted to share with you guys. That should be posted up tomorrow. We have very happy with it. Mm-hmm. Next thing I want to share with you guys is the latest and greatest of what looks to be the laser. And these are indeed 5-watt lasers, not 3.5 watt. Mm-hmm. We have qualified the vendors, and they are now going to production. The first 15 units are in production right now as I speak. Mm-hmm. And this looks like a laser also. Mm-hmm. And it could be either a laser, but we also have a UV LED with aperture that's set up on these. Mm-hmm. So now there is a 365 nanometer exposure tool, which you can cut the aperture with the laser and then insert it on the inside here to hose it down or up.
Yes.
So if anybody's looking to be doing some interesting lithographic exposure or SL type of experimentation, this is the first step towards a more complex projection system. Mm-hmm. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Now that we got that out of the way, we also took the time to do some post-processing exploration. Now, it's something we've done before, where you look at acetone versus ABS and kind of stand back while it's having its fight. Has not been a really good method for us to do it where we can see it, contain it, no problem with vapors, fairly fire safe. And so we are in the midst of testing a couple of approaches, but it would appear that all tests have gone well. And so if you'll bear with me a second, I will show you what. Go ahead, you can just hold that up there. I don't know if you can get it or not, but you can see that that glossed right up for us. And the one thing that comes well, that stands out is that when you first do this acetone vapor treatment, the material, the surface is soft. So you need to get it out of the vapor area. So what we do is we have a steamer with a removable insert, of which the acetone sits at the bottom, has a glass lid so we can watch it. Works fine. And then when you remove the insert out, we always get it out to where it can cool off. In about 30 minutes to an hour, it gets back, and as you can hear, it's hard again. And so what we originally did like a year ago, we thought we'd be really smart. Never happened before. And we dipped it in the acetone and said, wow, look, this works great. And then about an hour later, it was still soft. And then about a day later, it was still soft. And then about a week later, it was still soft. What happened was we filled the inside with the acetone. There was just too much material, as we like to say, TMI. So there was too much acetone available, and it just soaked right into it. Yeah. So this is a very straightforward way to do it. We got the parts from Target, and we're in the midst of actually building a custom one that uses hot and cold water to create the vapor and recondense it again. And we're kind of excited about that because we feel like it's fairly flame proof and it's instantaneous for getting the vapor up and down, and only uses a little bit of hot water in the boot. So I'm sure you'll hear more about that. And I'm sure that post-processing, if it's made convenient, will become the norm because the change in the texture of the parts is just phenomenal. I think you can, you can see the gloss on the parts there. Yeah. So it is something that, in many cases, would be cosmetically desirable. Okay, so we made a lot of progress testing different things. The laser. Oh, Did I ever share the Dremel drill thing with everybody?
No, you did not.
Oh, well, so, in just a few moments, I'll go.
I'll go grab it.
Bring in the scribed part,
okay,
if you like.
Yeah.
And bring in the big apparatus. So this right here is something that we've got, and we've had it for several weeks, but it's just not been tested yet. And this is scheduled for testing tomorrow. And this is the high temperature head, and all the materials on it are compatible at 350 C minimum. We're trying to get one that's compatible at 400 C, but I'm having a little trouble getting the RTDs in for it. I have them, I've ordered them, they're just not quite here. So of course, that's what's going to be interesting, is this is the polycarbonate and ultimately the peak printer, and we're looking very forward to having that and seeing what we can do with it. We also finally found the thermal camera. It was lost in the move, and that was a relief because it was $10,000 and I didn't leap with joy when we couldn't find it. So there you go. That's yet another of the things that we're just making. Each day we're testing something new. Another thing that's going on right now is we have been working on the software firmware finally again, and today we figured out and documented the code to re-enable multi-head prints, meaning you can do what we call parallel print. So we're trying to coin some phrases. A parallel print is where multiple heads will print a part at the same time. And Jim asks if we will print.
Will you be printing tonight? You will. Yeah. Will you be printing tonight? Is what he's asking. So, okay.
We actually have a print room that runs every day down there. So I think Toy is starting a 3-headed print. He's trying to.
Okay. Wow.
So we just finished a 2-headed print, 2 parts simultaneously, so a 2-print parallel print, and now we're going for broke on a 3-print parallel. And we're actually printing fairly good sized parts.
Let me see if I can get the.
Okay.
You know, they're still watching. Still watching us. So
we're trying to print 3 of these simultaneously, and so you can see that's a pretty good test because it's got a long unsupported structure, some nice crossovers to it. Prime unprime has to work flawlessly, and this is going into the Gibbs, so dimensional stability is important. We'll see if he gets enough hairspray on the job. It's such an interesting thing to see how newcomers are. I mean, it takes us a little bit of time to figure out how to make things stick. So, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to log into the drop cam so that we can show you guys exactly what's going on in the room. So I guess he is.
Yeah, he's there, but it's not up close enough for us to put it on the cam.
Okay.
So.
Rats. Sorry.
All right. So we don't have any printing planned tonight other than what's on the drop cam, and that's on the far side of the room. We should have set it up maybe a little closer to the drop cam.
Well.
You want to see if you can catch him before he starts printing? Move it over?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me go. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Hey, you know, I hear what you're saying there. Jim? So, first off, let me go back through. Jim has been trying to print some fairly large files, greater than 45 megabytes. And what we found is that the buffers are just too large when we start making copies and manipulations. And so I passed some code off to Jim. He thought he might have a crack at trying to print the large files. I also have been here now started to work on a stream reader. The only problem with the stream reader is, well, the plus is I can read a gigabyte file no problem. The negative is I can't view it. I can't give you a preview of it yet. What we're trying to do is figure out maybe we just show every other layer or something like that. We have to scale it back because it's too much information for us to allow people to view at one time. Just letting you guys know we're working on that. Eric up in the East Coast here, he has been working on some very, very complicated STL files, individual parts. And in Jim's case, he was trying to print a lot of parts at one time, and he would have been able to just print half of them instead of all of them, which is not satisfying, but it is functional. So our goal is to make it so that we can do a stream viewer, and I'm now experimenting with different ways of being able to present what would kind of be your part. I mean, obviously, when you slice at 100 or 200 microns, if I display it at 400 microns, which would be half resolution, then it would show up. So it wouldn't be too tough. We are doing it in .NET. C# is the preferred language for us. So, also, I see Jim just shared glue sticks work. We have had mixed results with glue sticks, probably because we haven't had a standard one. We keep going out and trying different stuff. David Kibble in England has had incredible success with glue sticks, only to have us come back and not be able to reproduce what he does. Part of it is he also prints on some other material, Avery labels that are like an acetate. And again, we tried to do it, but we couldn't get the same labels here. He's in England; they get a different set of labels. So, we're still semi-partial to the hairspray. I did not also announce, but we got a new revision of the hotbeds. They're still the aluminum ones, but they now achieve about 10 degrees C higher. And what we did was we shrunk them down. They still print the same size, but we got rid of the overlap, the actually overhang. And so we were able to shrink them down about 12% of the surface area is gone. The print size, the print build area is still exactly the same. Well, again, we just truncated the overhang and the amount of extra material that was there. So we'll be testing those, and then I expect to have another 40 of them come in at the end of this next week. And based on that, then we'll make them available to anybody that wants to go, because you should be able to achieve 85 degrees without really much effort whatsoever. And we're finding that's getting into a new zone of relaxation for everybody that's trying to work with ABS in particular. Okay, so see, this is the interesting thing. Different people have different approaches to how they're making these things stick. Some people like the glue sticks, some people like the acetate. We would print directly on acrylic, but you can never get it off. I mean, it forms like you can't believe. So for us, the hairspray fits in our particular environment, the humidity, the temperature. We have a nice print room. It's elevated to a room, I think, 80 degrees Fahrenheit or so is the normal temperature inside of there. There you go. The guy you see in the background there is Tway. He is the one who has
Give me just 1 second, guys.
been helping us. And he is boldly going where no one has gone before on a System 30 with Repertrel 1.85, and that is he is trying to print. Oh, I hope he remembered. Yeah, the code was saved.
Yeah.
I saved the code.
Yeah.
Okay. He's trying to print a multi-head print in parallel,
Yep.
and hopefully he got them all zeroed up. We'll find out. You're about to see the frustration or the euphoria that a person has when trying to make 3 heads level for the first time.
Yep.
So
So
cool.
there are 3 colors there. There's a blue, there's a yellow, and then there's a green.
Wow.
So
I like it.
Okay.
CMYK.
Yes.
All right. So let me go back to the forum there.
Sure. 1 second.
Not a problem.
So new XSplit. Sorry, guys. Takes a second. Okay.
All right.
Good.
There was a couple of questions up there.
Okay. C++ or .NET?
Yeah, I
Make
answered
over?
that one. It's .NET.
Yep.
Purple Elmer's on
On
glass.
glass.
Now that's a new one. Powers, Jim, if you get a chance to shoot a little picture of the stick that you're using and send it to us, I would greatly appreciate that.
There is I can't remember what version it is. I saw that, and a lot of people.
Build Talk.
A lot of people didn't have have a lot of success by using specifically the purple stuff. We have it. We have some of it downstairs. We tried it out a couple of times, and with limited success. It did work for us, but at the same time, the humidity was incredibly low that day. It wasn't on a day that was raining. So
What's Build Talk? I've never even heard of it before.
Build Tack?
Is it TAC or Build Talk?
Build Tack.
Tack.
Yeah, Build Tack is
Sorry.
yeah.
Old man, bad eyesight.
So yeah, okay. There's Build Tack, and that's kind of like a it's a if I'm not mistaken, it's just like
We'll
your
look it
own
up.
kind of this basically almost kind of like laminate sheets that are like they're basically a polyethylene. So
We have been using the old aluminum circuit boards from some of our earlier runs that were small and printing on the solder mask side of it and having beautiful patterns on them. So the
on
the
circuit
watermarking
board.
is working great. Yeah. Okay, so not to detract from our primary focus, which is printing and everything, we thought we'd throw another little toy up in here for you guys to see. This is pretty heavy, and this was something we thought may or may not work. As you can see, this is a rocket engine. No, actually, it has a Dremel head on it.
Yep.
You can put any 1/8 inch drill bit from circuit board drills or end mill type thing, and it just goes right in the gib. We did have to put a second screw in it to make sure the alignment was perfect, but we have successfully
here.
done a little milling on it.
Yep.
Oh.
So one of the very first ones we did, so just so you can see the scale, because you guys, for those people who've received their machines, they'll recognize this particular back. It might be black instead of the green that you see here. But as we get closer, there we go, you can see some of the small little lines that we etched in. There we go. So, not satisfied with that.
And
Carl.
we actually have the software that's free to convert text to a G-code path. This would actually be useful if you wanted to actually use printing as well without slicing. I don't know if they can see it or not, but
Oh, yeah.
let me go see if I can find the other board that had the hole pattern in it.
Okay.
I think I may have put it outside. I'm not sure.
So there you go. Finger for scale. So there you go. And that's my pointing finger. So there you go. So a lot of people have asked about the specific scale that we were able to do with this guy when he's fully loaded up. So just like the laser, also with our milling head, it's the same board on the back. So the ones that you guys have right now that are the Mark 1s, the Emos, the Volcanoes, the Krakatoas, whichever version that you have, still will be using the same board, which is also the reason why we pushed out the software development kit, so that if you wanted to make your own head, however you so desire, for the HYREL printer, or for the HYREL machine, rather, you can then take this and you can then program it however you so desire. And that's something else that we've been pushing out. So there you go.
Okay,
Alright.
so I mean, it makes sense that some of the makers might actually want to make their own circuit board someday if they're into electronics.
Yes.
It doesn't for everybody. It was just something that was sitting there, so we thought we'd try it. You can see the hole pattern right there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look closer,
Here, you want me to get it closer?
yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's right off the circuit board file. It takes a drill file, and we automatically process it. So, that's nice if you are playing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon. We kind of like found one of the backers who was really interested in this. We weren't trying to push it or anything.
No.
But, you know, maybe it'll be something that'll come out. Maybe it isn't. The drilling works great. So, what you can see here is this is...
It's upside down. It's upside down.
Wow. Okay, yeah, it's not really showing up. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
it's a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit better.
All right, that's in copper. So, you know, I wouldn't mind showing you guys one other thing here. We have a new... I really can't show it.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
I want to show it, but I'll tell you what, we'll have someone take a photograph and put it up on the forum for you.
That'll work.
We have a couple of apparatus that we have had, well, we've had sitting around these different test beds for printing on, and one of them is a vacuum bed. So you can put down your acetate or mylar. The vacuum holds it down, you print directly on it, no lifting, and you can also put a little sheet of ABS so you can get a platform and just build straight up off of it. Great adhesion. So we'll get some pictures of that set up. Right now we're using a print bed that's about that large. It's all got the vacuum pump and everything on it. Again, it's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That one did work out pretty well. And we were able to get the Peltier one to work as well.
Yes.
And that one worked very nice.
Rich Zero MD asks, is the spindle being powered from the board, and does it have speed control?
Well, funny you should ask. The spindle is powered from the board, which means you have motor control on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And on this particular setup, there's a pot to set the max speed. However, I also have one version of this where there's a couple of logic bits and you can pump the speed up or down with it.
Mm-hmm.
But basically the way it works, these are common, you can get them on Alibaba or someplace like that. We of course have our favorite supplier. And so the 12 volts gets pumped up via this board right here, and it pumps it up to 30 volts. But this is adjustable, so you can bring it down. Basically you can hit 10,000 RPM without any trouble, and you can go as slow as a few hundred RPM if you really want to crank the voltage down. But when we were drilling these holes you saw, those were 18 thousandths holes, and it drills them like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Not super fast. I mean, it takes to make that hole pattern we showed you on this board.
Mm-hmm.
That hole pattern with those holes, and there's actually quite a few in the center matrix. That's a thermal pass-through for a matrix, something you would never dream of doing by hand on a drill press. It knocked that out in about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just that it has to drill very slow because we're not at 30 or 40,000 RPM. And the circuit board drills you just buy off eBay. You can get them for just 25 to 50 cents a piece when you buy them in bulk.
Yep.
So, but one thing you can see is how nice the spacing and centers, like those are 100,000 spacing on the holes. So it just gives you an idea that the repeatability and everything is pretty solid.
Yeah. So you can see, hopefully that center one right there. Multiple holes.
Yeah.
There you go.
In the old days, this would have been amazing. If I had this 30 years ago, I probably could have sold these like hotcakes, because back then, you know, getting a custom board made was a pain in the neck, and we would always make our own boards and use the ferric chloride in the sink and ruin the environment and all the good stuff. But nowadays, it's, you know, there are some places where it would be interesting. I had a situation come up 2 days ago where I almost made a board. Because of the cross-link on dispense thing, the COD technology we're working on, I needed to mount a group of LEDs, and I was thinking, I'm just going to make myself a little board, but turns out I didn't have to do it that time. Anyway, yeah, I think that's showing everything off except for the vacuum build plate and the Peltier print.
Yeah.
So, which we'll save for our next broadcast.
Absolutely.
Anyway, any questions? Listen. Oh, someone says it literally looks like the exact spindle I use on my. It very easily could be.
Yeah.
Did someone say lots of laughs or lots of luck?
This LOL means laughing out loud.
Oh, laughing out loud.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Let's see. A9K. Let's see. Says on holes or back. Then I could buy a die for punching the board, but I have the art flipped and waste $50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting boards made is not cheap. Not cheap at all. So, oh, thank you, Xforma. It's been having a blast printing since last week.
Wow.
So, any luck? Yes, Yeoman, your parts did come in. Okay. So we have them here.
I didn't work on them today. I thought I was going to get a chance. The guys will be in the morning. I ended up doing community service this afternoon. It's
when I say today, I'm sorry. I didn't mean today. I meant yesterday. So we have them in here. They're downstairs. So and they'll be we'll be able to get them back up and ready and probably hopefully shipped out Monday or Tuesday.
Who's X1?
So Eugene.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, yeah. So, printing with support has been pretty tricky, yes. And we have a gentleman here who actually helped redesign the nozzle, who has been working on some small recipes here and there for the support as well. So, when we have that pretty much dialed in for a single head, we'll give that out. We'll give that information out to everybody. So
we have a lot of hot ends, Jim. Do we owe you one? If we do, we should be able to get it out to you.
Mm-hmm. We do. And I'm sorry it's taken so long on the hot ends. As you guys probably can see from the drop cam, every one that we build, we test. We want to make sure that it's going to work before it goes out the door.
Yeah, this was a rough holiday season. I don't think we quite shipped everything we wanted to ship. We got a lot out, but not as much as we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yes.
Jim, did you have any luck printing the larger files? Were you able to get some code that would work it out?
I hope so.
If you did, I'd love to see what you did. If you didn't, I understand, because it's the holiday season, which means we have 4 times more goofing off to do than there's time to do. Nice.
I wouldn't call it goofing off.
That's awesome. That's great.
So, let's see. So Yeoman, yeah. We'll be getting that back out to you very, very soon.
Well,
I know.
We'll give you an update tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any promises till I see what the guys pull off tomorrow. Because for people that are watching this, Yeoman is a person who's in Florida who has, I'm pretty sure, more than 1,000 printing hours. He'll tell you. He's online there, and he was. He burned up one of the flat flex cables, and he's replaced it a couple times, and it kept, this time, it kept going off. So I had him send it back, because we fear that there might have been a short to the chassis. And that's what we're checking on, because we've only had one unit that had repeat offender status on smoking a cable. So we were trying to identify what's going on here. Anyway, so that's what the question is. That's the problem you have with the machine. If you guys have it, it's very characteristic. You'll see the flat flex under the Y bed, too much current goes through one of the traces because other traces are having a bad connection, and it cooks the one very, very, very convincingly. And so, if you see it, it normally can be fixed with changing the cable, but it's good to check your cables periodically, make sure they stay seated in. And if they don't have a strain relief underneath the cable coming down the spine underneath, please feel free to shoot us a snapshot, and we will put a strain relief in the mail for no charge to you guys, because it'll make your machine more reliable, and that's what we are trying to do.
So everybody knows it's this guy right here.
There's actually a strain relief on that machine.
So yeah, that's
There
the
you
one
go.
right there.
So if you don't have that little clamping board there, it's just a little circuit board that was made and designed to strain relief and hold in place so the cable doesn't get flexed on it. Okay, looks like June Lee had something to say.
New nozzle for printing support. Do we need to change out our current nozzles? Will it cost extra?
You can just print one and you cut this one out and put the new one in. If you got a soldering iron or anything gets hot, you can just swap it out yourself.
So, thanks, Yeoman.
You should see the smoke we've been making this week. But none of it was bad. I mean, we were testing the laser on painted surfaces and some other stuff, so only caught fire once.
Yes.
I just want to bring that up. It only caught fire once.
The most specifically about the strain release, if you were one of the lucky ones to get a HYREL 3D printer at the very early stages of 2014 or even in 2013, there was a possibility that we didn't have a strain relief there because the holes for the strain release weren't machined yet. So
and some of the guys didn't know they were supposed to be there.
Yep.
Or they just ignored it. We can make up 14 stories. Just if you don't got it, contact us, we'll replace it.
Exactly.
We'll send you a little envelope.
Yep. And yeah, so costing extra? No. It's actually quite a simple file to print off, and it only takes I think about for one it's roughly about 30 minutes to print off. So Powers USA says I have the code. I got the code to build, but I had a bunch of family time and printing parts for the kids. Okay.
Hey, if you're printing parts for the kids, we're satisfied.
Absolutely. And okay, so thank you, David Gaipa. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cool. Well, I showed the laser, I guess. I did that and the high temperature thing.
Oh, you did go over the high temperature.
And I showed the crosslink on dispense, and we showed this guy here. So as you can see, the box of goodies expands nicely. It's the software that I'm looking forward to really driving right now. You know, we kind of switched gears here, and now we've switched into software mode. So I have quite a few requests. The deck shuffle, fixing like the time not formatting right, the pause on XZ. I was testing the multiple parallel print, thinking I had to change the code, but it was me. It was wrong. I just hadn't played with it in 4 months, so I forgot. But it will be documented, and Dave will be putting up the 3 lines of code you need to make your current code print multiple heads in parallel. And so it's very straightforward, very easy to do. Okay, is the laser supplier sold out yet?
Thanks, Yeoman.
Very cute. Actually, I don't think he's even opened them up for sale. We let him make a batch for us.
Yep.
There is a unlimited supply of lasers as far as we know. Where they're able to handle 100 a month without any trouble at all.
Yep.
So I think, yeah, there's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
This is a T-glass thing we printed yesterday. It's the same part as the blue one that we've been playing with. One thing that we're doing is each day that, this is a laser mounting body. It also is the COD body, and the COD body is interesting, but we'll show more of that technology as time goes forward.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm really a big fan of photopolymers as of yet.
I understand.
It just is gooey and stinky. The one we used, there's no chance you'd use it in a regular office. It'd drive everybody out of the office. So it was definitely a fume hood type of situation. Wow, that's
It's like
nice.
a day at the office after everyone's had Taco Bell for lunch.
Whoa, no, no, no. This was more effervescent than that. More effervescent.
So, so yes, and generally we will supply. We'll put out there the STL file for the actual print nozzle for the newest one, so that you can download it and you can print as many as you so desire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the
Yeah.
deal on the laser. It's going to list for 500, but anybody that has a HYREL printer can buy it for 375, and that includes shipping.
Yep.
And I wish I could sell it for $100 because we love playing with it. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but we do. Yeah, it's fun. So that's what it'll be, and that is, if you look on eBay and try and find yourself a 5-watt laser that's all put together with the lens and the body and the fan and the circuit board, you will find out that this is the very cheapest one out there. The thing of it is, guys, is just a little bit of safety precautions and you'll be just fine. It's an IR laser. We actually have an ultraviolet one in the other room, but that one, I don't know when or if it'll be released. It probably will be, actually, but it will depend a lot on what we come out with our experimentation with. And it's 405 nanometers, in case anybody wants to know. The 365 ones are worth more than the printer. So we're not making that one up.
Yeah. There will be a release form you'll have to sign, or actually not sign, but you'll have to send to us, basically saying.
You mean for the laser? No, that's to Shenzhen. And I'm not sure it's going to be Shenzhen Laser Works. They found out somebody else has the same name, and so it might be Goodium's Laser Works.
Okay.
They're going to tell me this week.
Okay. Good.
So
good.
You should be able to purchase it within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And actually, that's the first dozen units will be at their facility when they open it up for sale, so it'll ship right away.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It is. It is.
Let's see. What's the spacing between the closest head on the three-way? So
On the three-way,
meaning having the three heads.
they're 35 millimeters.
The closest between like the 3 and 1, if you want to call it the yoke.
The 1-3
is 35 millimeters in between the two on these side.
But
if you're doing 3 heads,
70.
70 is what we have.
70 millimeters. So you can make a part that's up to 65 millimeters wide by 200 by 200.
Yep.
3 times at the same time. 3 parts at the same time.
So the one that's on the yoke, that's on the far edge. This one to where the eye arm's in the middle. This one is 70 millimeters, and then from this guy to the farthest one is 70 millimeters as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
We're assuming that you're going to make 3 identical parts, which is what Tway is working on right now. So if anyone's looking at the drop cam, they can see him playing with it. Again, this is like what is it? Wide World Sports used to say, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not making any bogus claims. He just did a 2x print with no pain whatsoever. I like to see someone suffer once in a while, so we'll see how this comes along.
Yeah, 70 millimeters wide, not
No. You gotta trust me sometimes.
Okay.
65 millimeters is realistic. Theoretically, 70 millimeters, but what do you do when it's a half a millimeter, not quite square? I just lied.
I'm sorry.
So just relax. 65 millimeters, okay?
Right, my bad.
That's all.
Okay.
Before it was going to be 2 and 2, we had no way to make 3 parts of that size. You could make 2 parts that were large, but you couldn't make a 3rd part that was worth talking about. So that's kind of the reason. One of the reasons we went with a 1-3. Okay. Sorry. That's what it is. So June had trouble putting 2 of his, I'm going to say MK1 side by side. I would believe that. If your spring is sticking out very far, it can be a problem. If you are trying to do that and you're not lucky with it, i.e. your spring is sticking out and you can't get it to go in and still be appropriate, then you want to go ahead and flip over to a flathead screw. And if you do that, it will reduce over a full millimeter of spacing there for you. That might help you do it. I actually put them side by side all the time, so I wonder how far out your screws are sticking. Let the rafts mix for some fun.
For some bananas for the Oops Plastic Collection.
Yeah. Okay, I found a bug. I found a bug. I found a bug. While we were playing with this, the auto raft is not working in 1.85 of Repitrel, but it works in anything after that because we found the bug, and it was a colon. Can you believe a semicolon had dropped into the code base in an undetermined place? Wow, is that working?
That's never happened before.
Man, what is going on here?
You want to share with everybody?
You would think a guy with 5 degrees from MIT could figure out how to print with our machine, huh? Let's see how he's doing.
Wow. Just give it a second. Okay,
Wow.
there it is. Yeah, all three. All three are printing.
I don't think he slowed it down either.
No,
It was actually printed fine with the 2 heads.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it is with the 3.
Yep.
He doesn't have a gun in his hand. I consider that a good sign. Or a hammer.
Yes. Okay.
You know, it's nice to see him doing his own wet work, isn't it?
Always.
Oh.
Yes, that's the dreaded colon that got us.
Actually, it wasn't missing.
Semicolon.
It was an extra one. I mean, I did an if, then, with a colon, and there wasn't supposed to be a colon, so it was executing the next line every time. I go, like, what is wrong with this line? It took me like an hour before I realized what I'd done, and when I did, I slapped myself in the forehead twice just to make sure I remembered. Anyway, I know I'm the first programmer in all history to have a semicolon extra on the line, and I realize this puts me in a special place. I think I'm going to be put up for the Darwin Award.
It's giving me chills. It reminds me of the old Turbo Pascal days. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yes, Robbie. Thank you for that one.
Yes, Robbie. I'm glad you pointed that out. It's unfortunate this is a family forum where we tell you a joke we really like.
Yeah. Oh, man. No, Erwin. Yeah, that's right. You have to kill yourself. We can have an honorable mention. So.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Just I'm slow. I'm so bad I can't even get the job done. So hang in there.
Yeah.
I'll keep breathing until I can't do that anymore.
Same here.
Cool.
Yep.
Hey, I don't know if you guys got any more questions. It's always nice to hook up with you guys. We're going to do another broadcast. It won't be this long. We'll do another broadcast in 2 weeks. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
And that time,
If not sooner.
well,
If not sooner. Depending upon what
I can't say sooner because we just really work around the clock still. But at that time, we hope to demonstrate or have on the forum already the polycarbonate and the peak printing.
Mm-hmm.
That's really a hot subject area for us. And again, if you guys don't see on the HYREL3D.net website, if you don't see a download for the new nozzle, bug Davo.
Yep.
Also for the example of the 3 lines of code and an explanation on how you print in parallel. Because a lot of people have asked me lately for it, so I promised that I'd go digging into it to find out what it is. And it's done. It works great. And it's really simple. And so we would like to be, like to show you guys.
Yep. When will the new version of Repitrel be posted?
Oh, we're going to go to beta testing. It's going to be a week before I get my would-be volunteers, and then of which I have 3 people who are dying to give it the test. I think you're looking at a month before we release the next one, maybe even a little bit more. Might be 6 weeks. Beta testers, just check in with us. You guys were so helpful the last time. I mean, really, really helpful. So I appreciate that.
Post all the code for all the G code for the print head, including the parts that hold the fan. Okay, Jim, we'll do that. Okay.
That's a good question, Robbie. Let's see, what does it say?
Now that Kickstarter is completed, we're not quite finished yet. Where are you going to make the where are you going to make the next announcements? We are going to continue to throughout the announcements through Kickstarter going forward about the broadcasts and via Twitter and also Facebook as well. So through those particular social media channels. If I can get my act together in the website world, along with working with Tide and everybody else, We hope to have them up on the website as well, so you guys can just go to the website, the main HYREL3D.com website, and pick them up from there.
What about the .NET one? That one's easy for us to handle.
That one's pretty much forums only at this point. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that. Sorry.
Be nice to, yeah. And yes, you're absolutely correct, Robbie. And yeah.
I don't think that's that big a deal to handle the main page and just announce where the next broadcast or hot topics is.
It could.
Is it working?
So.
Yeah.
A miracle.
The yellow is still keep lifting up a little, probably.
Think it's from the moisture?
Yeah. I think the yellow one is lift up while the
Well, now it's far left, right?
that maybe that alignment there is a little settling too.
Well, that's a possibility, but I also am suspicious you don't have enough hairspray on the left.
I spray everything.
Well, there you go, guys. You heard it from a professional. I spray everything. Does that mean the walls have got some hairspray on them? Probably. I want to look at that and see how I did, because I can show you the plus trick to bring it up a little bit tighter into the bed for the first layer.
But the right one,
Is it already really thin?
it is thin.
Well, then you need to set the heads different. You can relax the head and drop it down a little. I'll show you how to do that too.
Okay,
So
okay.
we'll see how this one comes out. But is the start stop in unison?
Yeah.
So the prime, unprime?
Yeah.
See this? That's me adjusting the hot water for the shower, but don't you forget it.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Exactly.
So, we just went from a G.
Okay,
to
so
G13.
if you got three heads side by side and they're turning because they're feeding the material, and it comes to a prime or an unprime, you're going to get.
Mhm.
And that's cool, but I can only have two hands, so I can't do the three heads.
Yeah, typically we'll be able to see that part right there.
Right, on the shaft.
Mhm. Yep. So updates and announcements to the forum would be great as well. Okay, and I know there's a way to automate all of this so that when we put it on the website, whether it's .com or .net, to have it updated from one thing to the next. I know that typically from Twitter and Facebook, they've been able to link themselves up together to actually push that information out there automatically as well. So, but yeah. Oh, PHP bulletin boards, yeah. Davo knows that stuff a lot better than I do at this point. So, but yeah, we'll update the downloads page at HYREL3D.net at the downloads, and also HYREL3D.net at the forum as well.
We need a webmaster or something like that.
We do. I've been trying.
Davo's been
Tony.
doing that, but it would be great.
He's fully saturated. And Davo, if you're watching this,
Yeah, we know
thank you for continuing to fight the good fight on this. So
You lucky bastard, you. I can't believe you're still breathing. I know he watches these later, so I have to put my little stick in. He didn't want to come back from vacation, let's be honest. He had a great vacation just right after Christmas, 4 days without the phone in his pocket.
yeah.
I know because it was in my pocket while he was gone. And I understand better now what kind of massage therapy he gets from it. Anyway, it's all good.
Let's see. Permission to share a well-done 3D printer company website.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're going to send us to somebody, our competitor? That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh wow, Rich ZeroMD. My actual job, I do web security and PHP bulletin boards. Yeah, make me cringe. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. Yeah.
Oh, they're German, of course.
Cool.
Very precise.
D.
Hobart.
All right, we'll take a look at them. Could take it just a moment.
Wow. Du bist Deutsch.
Well, they definitely got a nice website. I'll give them that. That's still loading it. Because of how we're uploading and downloading at the same time. It's taking just a moment. So. See, that's the kind of stuff I want to put on our website to show that stuff. So, but I'm only one man.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Very nice.
looks great, man.
Mein Großmutter ist sehr glücklich. I hope I didn't just say I have a cat in my pants.
Yeah. No, that's Tengo el gato los pantalones.
Yeah.
So- let's see. And the point is that it's a nice website. Yes. Yeah. They really did a nice job with the website. You're absolutely correct. So, let's see.
Wow. Target project.
Yeah.
Hey, you got my blessings. I don't want any piece of that action.
Nope.
Okay,
All right,
so
guys.
unless there's anything new, we've got 3 a.m. start. Some of us do. So we're going to bid you guys adieu.
Yep. And yeah. Yes, your 3D printer design does have a German name. Yes. The system.
I
So
don't get that.
that's okay.
You tell me later.
Yeah,
All right.
I will. All right, guys. Thank you again for joining us again
Yes.
tonight, and we will see you probably within 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. So if not sooner.
Blessings on you.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Thanks for
Happy New Year.
checking in.
All right.